Greetings, everyone. In this video, I would like to discuss our responsibility to music, and I would like to use 5 quotes, 5 passages to make my case. First, Luke 21, verse 1 through 5. As Jesus looked up, he saw the rich putting their gifts into the temple treasury. He also saw a poor widow put in 2 very small copper coins. Truly, I tell you, he said, this poor widow has put in more than all the others. All these people gave their gifts out of their wealth, but she, out of her poverty, put in all she had to live on. There is a lot that I do not know. There are many who know more than I do. There are many who are more expert than I am. And no matter how much I do know, there is no way that I can repay the composers for what they have done. But in my poverty, with whatever it is that I do have, I want to give. To the composers, I want to repay what I can. Next, John 21, verses 15 through 19. When they had finished eating, Jesus said to Simon Peter, Simon, son of John, do you love me more than these? Yes, Lord, he said, you know that I love you. Jesus said, feed my lambs. Again, Jesus said, Simon, son of John, do you love me? He answered, yes, Lord, you know that I love you. Jesus said, take care of my sheep. The third time he said to him, Simon, son of John, do you love me? Peter was hurt because Jesus asked him the third time, do you love me? He said, Lord, you know all things. You know that I love you. Jesus said, feed my sheep. If we love the composers, what can we do? How can we serve them? How do we repay them? The answer is clear. Feed my sheep. We must celebrate this music, promote this music, elevate this music, explain what the music means and how it is significant, how it is life-giving. To do this, we do not have to be perfect. We can falter. But if we love the composers, perfection is not required. There is only one thing that we are called to do: feed the flock. If we love the composers, they ask us only to serve, to spread their message. Next, John 15, verses 9 through 17. As the Father has loved me, so have I loved you. Now remain in my love. If you keep my commandments, you will remain in my love, just as I have kept my Father's commands and remain in his love. I have told you this so that my joy may be in you and that your joy may be complete. My command is this: love each other as I have loved you. Greater love has no one than this, to lay down one's life for one's friends. You are my friends if you do what I command. I no longer call you servants, because a servant does not know his master's business. Instead, I have called you friends. For everything that I learned from my Father, I have made known to you. You did not choose me, but I chose you and appointed you so that you might go and bear fruit, fruit that will last, and so that whatever you ask in my name, the Father will give you. This is my command. Love each other. Love each other. As we have been blessed by the composers, our responsibility now becomes to be a blessing for others to the best of our ability, to share the message of the composers. As the composers have served us, our responsibility is now to serve others. The composers compel us. Love each other as I have loved you. However, there is an additional dimension here. When we are compelled to serve the composers call us friends. We are not working for them, but working with them. To return to the Bible verse, I no longer call you servants, because a servant does not know his master's business. Instead, I have called you friends. For everything that I have learned from my Father, I have made known to you. The composers have made their revelations known to us. Now we are their friends, entrusted to share their message, entrusted to share their revelations. Furthermore, Jesus said, "You did not choose me, but I chose you and appointed you so that you might go and bear fruit." This is perhaps the most powerful sentiment of all. We did not choose the composers. Rather, the composers chose us. They chose us to be their champions in the here and now. As we have been moved by their revelations, we have been chosen, appointed, called to be their champions. It is up to us to further their work in the present world, to advance their influence, to highlight their significance. In this way, the composers need us, and it is for this reason that they have chosen us. Next, Romans 10, verses 14 through 17. How shall they believe in him of whom they have not heard? And how shall they hear without a preacher? And how shall they preach unless they are sent? So then, faith comes by hearing, and hearing by the word of God. What is our responsibility to music? What should be our ultimate goal? The answer: to get people to hear. If we truly believe in this music and in the power of this music, then indeed we believe that it is not in our power to save. It is not in our power to give life. Rather, that is the power that the music has. Our responsibility then is to encourage others to hear. The power is in the music itself. Faith comes by hearing. How can they be saved if they have not heard? Let us then work together so that all can hear. And finally, 2 Corinthians 12, verses 3 through 5. And I know that this man, whether in the body or apart from the body, I do not know, but God knows, was caught up to paradise and heard inexpressible things, things that no one is permitted to tell. I will boast about a man like that, but I will not boast about myself, except about my weaknesses. The ultimate goal is to exalt the composers, to point to their visions, to point to their revelations. My work cannot be about me. My work is to boast about them. I know a man who gave something to the world, something inexpressible, something life-changing. In conclusion, I say all of this to remind myself of the reasons for why this YouTube channel must exist, for why my work for the composers must exist. And I share these reasons with you because these are indeed all of the reasons why you too should share your thoughts regarding this music. You too should share this music, celebrate this music, and share your insights. If we have been moved by this music, enlightened by this music, compelled by this music, called by this music, then we have been chosen to serve.